In this video, I'll be solving the third part of the second problem of UPSC Civil Services Mains 2022 Statistics Paper 1. So we're given let x1, x2 and x3 be three order statistics from uniform population having probability density function as 1 by theta, 0 less than x less than theta, and we need to show that 4 times x1 is an unbiased estimator of theta. So it's a random samples of size 3 and x1, x2, x3 are order statistics. So if I consider like the distribution f of x comma theta, so that is 1 by theta. So for this 0 less than x less than theta. And so if we find the PDF of the minimum statistic here, in this case is x1. So that is nothing but, so f x1 of x, so that is nothing but n into 1 minus this CDF whole to the power n minus 1 into f of x. So that's nothing but n into 1 minus, this is x by theta whole to the power. So the random sample is of size 3, so this will be 2, and f of x is nothing but 1 by theta. So we can just derive this by considering the probability of x1 less than or equal to x we are finding. So fx1 of x is this. So that means probability, the minimum one is less than or equal to minimum of, so this is nothing but probability that the minimum of x1, x2, x3 is less than or equal to x. So if we consider this thing as 1 minus probability of x1 greater than or equal to x1 greater than x. So this is nothing but 1 minus probability of minimum of x1, x2, x3 greater than x. So that means all must be greater than x. So x1 greater than x, probability of x2 greater than x, and probability of x3 greater than x. So that is 1 minus of probability of x1 less than or equal to x whole to the power 3. So this, if I differentiate, I will be getting this particular thing. So this is 1 minus f of x whole cube. So that if I differentiate, I will be getting the density in this way. So fx1 of x is n into 1 minus f of x whole to the power n minus 1 into small f of x. And here a random sample is of size 3. So n value is 3. So if I find the density of minimum order statistic, that is n into 1 minus f of x into n minus 1 of f of x, that is 3 times 1 minus x by theta whole square into 1 by theta for 0 less than x is less than theta. So expectation of x1 would be 0 to theta x into fx1 of x dx, that is integral 0 to theta x into 3 by theta into 1 minus x by theta whole square dx. So if I consider u as some x by theta, so that implies du will be dx by theta. So that means dx is theta into du. So expectation of x1 is 3 theta integral 0 to 1 u times 1 minus u square, 1 minus u whole square du. So that is nothing but 3 theta into integral 0 to 1. So I can write it as 1 minus u into 1 minus of 1 minus u whole square du. So because f of integral a to b f of x is integral a to b f of x dx is integral a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. So I'm using that here. So that means this would be 3 theta integral 0 to 1 minus u into, this is 1 minus of 1 minus u, that is u square du. So that is 3 theta integral 0 to 1 u square du minus u cube du from 0 to 1. So that means this is nothing but u cube by 3 minus u to the power 4 by 4 from 0 to 1, which is 3 theta into 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4, which is nothing but theta into 1 minus 3 by 4, that is theta by 4. So that means expectation of x1, we are getting it as theta by 4. That means expectation of 4 times x1 is theta. So that means 4 times x1 is unbiased estimator of theta. So therefore, for a x1, x2, x3 being order statistics from uniform population, 4 times x1 is unbiased estimator of theta. So that's it for this video. We'll meet in the next video.